For starters, you want to clarify your goals and your budget, right? You don't want to go in blindfolded looking at homes aimlessly. You want to have a plan in place so you're successful and you're ready to go. A lot of times when you're looking at homes, you find exactly what you're wanting. And if you're not ready, you can't really have a successful plan to purchase. And so you want to break it down with a professional real estate agent to talk exactly about what you're looking for. If it's a house, townhome, investment, property, your timeline, is it 3 months out? Are you 6 months out? Where are you at in your process and where you picture yourself in the future? And 100% you need to know your budget. That will be discussed with you and yourself as well as your lender or your bank. And to know that, you need to get pre-approved on where you're at financially to have a great step foot forward in the process. So definitely keep those in mind if you're pursuing a purchase here soon in Des Moines. Get strong with financing. Work with a lender, work with a banker, try to get a financial picture of your situation before pursuing any type of homes, right? Definitely have a pre-approval in hand. It goes a long ways with sellers, and you definitely want to be looking at homes when you have a pre-approval. If you don't, take a step back, try to analyze your situation, and then proceed once you have a pre-approval in hand. It's important to have that because let's say you find the right home, you won't be able to write on that day or that week until you have a pre-approval, depending on your situation, right? So, good credit scores, lower DTI goes a long ways when thinking about pre-approval. Make sure you have that in hand. Understand where Des Moines is right now, whether you're in Des Moines, Clive, Ankeny, Johnston, Grimes, etc., right? You can remain competitive in those markets. There's a lot of new construction going on. There's a lot of solid resales happening currently as we approach spring, and definitely prioritize days on market, price per square foot, and utilize your realtor, your real estate professional before heading into those appointments and showings. Have them give you a breakdown on the market along with the neighborhoods, the school systems, parks, and all the above. It's important to have a full picture before heading in and purchasing in Des Moines. Build a targeted search strategy. This can be done during your buyer consultation. Definitely break it down with your realtor on what you're expecting out of them, what you're looking for, from styled housing architecture to a 2-story ranch, 1.5-story bedrooms. Size of garage is very important depending on if you have a truck or not. The year, neighborhoods, types of builders, your make or breaks, and your necessities are super, super important. In my meetings, at least, I definitely want to hit on that and understand your situation and your timeline. Before going into that, you definitely want to review that all and give your realtor the best picture you can so you guys are successful when approaching, an open house or a showing, anything of that nature. It's important to know where you're at. When I first bought my rental property and my primary house, I was ready to act fast. That's just how I operate. But definitely stay on your toes, be ready to go, because you might come across the one you really love. My agent at the time was very, very amazing in helping me with that process and letting me kind of do my thing. I'm an impulsive buyer. That's just how I operate. But be ready to pull the trigger and don't be afraid, especially if you have good support and good advice from your agent. Don't hold back. I think it's important to go after it, get the concessions you need, put together an offer that's aggressive but competitive, and go after it, especially if you find the one you want. It might not be there that night or even the next day. It's just how real estate operates, right? If you find something you like, I feel like it happens a lot where there's also another offer on the table too, or somebody else is looking at it the next day. So don't be shy. Go after it. Know the market data before putting your pen to the paper or signing via dot loop. Know what's sold in the area, recent sales, recent comps. You'll want to know that before writing an offer. Do your due diligence, but lean on your real estate agent to do that as well, and ask them to run a CMA. Ask them to do those types of things so you know for a fact you're moving into a home with equity and you're starting off on the right foot. It's important to do that because you need to know, hey, I'm getting equity. Maybe it's overpriced, and we need to know those things before writing an offer. And if it is, maybe we look elsewhere. Maybe we find a better priced home that we're willing to write on, right? So keep that in mind. Consult with your agent on that. Inspect. I touched on this earlier, but it's super important and it's vital to hire a proper inspector. I have an inspector that I primarily use, and he's great, and it's a 10 out of 10 service, but definitely hire your inspector. It's important to review the house from the mud sill all the way up to the roof line. Have him inspect everything. This is where you can kind of negotiate some terms there in your favor and put some money back in your pocket, or keep some money in your pocket, right? Because if you buy a home, there's some things that you need to do right away, possibly if it's on the older side, and even on the newer. Things happen. It's a home. You're going to be spending anywhere from 1% to 3% per year, depending on the age of the home, investing in the home, keeping it up to speed. So your inspector should be looking at HVAC, termites, radon, sewer scope, which would probably be an additional service, as well as the radon actually too. And consider all of the above. Make sure you scope out your inspector before hiring, but it's important to definitely hire one. It's the best $500 you can spend. It can save you thousands and gives you a peace of mind going into the home buying process, signing your name on the dotted line on closing date that you bought a home that's sound. Don't guess, use your agent's data. This will give you the edge. Have them provide you a CMA before writing an offer. Know your situation at hand before writing so you can go into it with an open picture. And maybe it's priced right and you wanna get the home. Well, write a competitive offer that's respectful and you know you can get it worked out. But if it's a little bit on the higher side and you still love it, try to put together an offer that's competitive where you can get the edge. And it's important to have the CMA. Gives you the full picture. Be prepared to revisit. What I mean by that is, if you're buying in Des Moines, you might have to look at a few houses and you might even get the house of your dreams swept from underneath you. If you're not ready to go, if you don't have these items in place and a winning strategy, it might happen, but don't let it put you down. Recalibrate, recoup, and figure out a next time to go out and tackle a few more showings and take a look at other properties, because you might find the one. And just because you missed out on your dream home, if it happens, it happens. You're gonna find the one that was meant to be. So my name is Parker Crispin. If you have any questions, put it down in the chat. I'd be happy to assist in any way I can, and have a good day. Take care.